say absent from the mid-season brawl, but definitely lower priority than to normal. Tyrael always really seems to globally pop up at global events, but not so much this one. Here we go. Let's jump into it.
Tyrael really came down along with Greymane. Sometimes picked up with Greymane or just even Tassadar. Just giving all the shields and the sanctification, the holy ground when a lot of the camps, especially this map because it has the boss right in the middle. Maybe we'll see Tyrael coming in, as you just mentioned. And that's... here's the respect ban. Genji ban from the beginning. No way we're going to let BDG play on that Genji once more.
Wonderful to see the Anubarak ban this time. Doesn't feel like RR doesn't want to... It doesn't feel like they want to prioritize the globals. It feels like they are just not concerned about Dahaka at all. So, well, they're going to ban the Dahaka anyways. It just doesn't feel like that's... It's not a bad ban, but it doesn't feel like it's very much thinking about what RR is drafting. So they're going to give the Anubarak away. Now, I'm really curious to see if they just grab the Tychus really highly here, because that was banned last time and in Game 1.
Or maybe instead they can take Chen and have Chen as a solo on the temple just to take all the shots by himself without the global. I think with Dahaka banned already, we'll maybe see Falstad coming into the draft. A little unlikely after the meta shifted a little bit, but still lots of European teams were still using Falstad sometimes as a global advantage. It was also with the Gust. Whenever there is a boss in the middle, having that Mighty Gust is also a plus.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Uther, so top tier DPS and a top tier support. Very European style from what we saw in mid-season brawl to prioritize Greymane with the Uther. Didn't see the Korean teams really doing that as often, which was part of their demise, really, I feel, at the mid-season brawl. So Greymane will be the choice, and when you take the Anubarak like this with the Genji band, obviously one S-tier hero does get through the slots, and that is going to be Uther this time. So we'll see if Mighty can make this happen with Greymane diving in. I don't think we're going to see them draft Tassadar with this. Just doesn't feel necessary. I'll probably see a second DPS.
This is letting them to take Malfurion because Uther, the power of Uther comes out at 7. Giving another armor all the way up to, instead of 25, all the way up to 75 with the Guardian of Ancient Kings at 7. That talent is way too powerful right now. It seems like they are going towards it with the Stitches pick.
Okay, Stitches and Tychus. So they have one of the great answers to the double tank with their Tychus pick on their side. Mighty is unable to use Tychus as their second DPS now. Curious to see what Mighty will ban at this stage. Feels like a Malfurion ban is pretty reasonable because, you know, you pair it with the Stitches hooks, you have the Anubarak CC chain that comes along with that with Impale. That's what they're going to look to highlight here at least. So no real surprise that we see the Malfurion ban here. They definitely were considering something else, though, because obviously we've already seen that RR will take Rhaegar with Anubarak in these unusual situations. So not shocked that the fact that they're considering something else. Even though Malfurion feels like the obvious one, they're like, well, is this exactly what we want?
Yeah, they're thinking a little bit, one more step, because RR did not pick Malfurion. There must be a reason why they didn't pick the support yet. And Tychus was a less possibility, so there has to be something else that they're thinking of right now for RRR.
Interesting to see the Li Ming ban here. I thought we would see Li Ming for sure out of RRR as their second DPS. This could indicate we might see another triple tank comp, but I feel like on this map you really don't want to go there. I think what I was going to go into with this too is that they didn't ban, or they were not locking in the Malfurion ban, which made me wonder if they were considering targeting EGG's very small hero pool, going towards the Li Ming ban. May end up being a Falstad game now on Sky Temple. So, for Mighty, there's other considerations now. Do you really run the double support here? Very unlikely. So, with Li Ming and Tychus removed for the secondary DPS, you know, you're thinking about several different heroes. Genji's already banned. It's going to be Nazeebo, who was mostly absent, actually, for the majority of the mid-season brawl. As Most members figured out you could punish his lack of mobility early on and prevent that late game scaling.
And again, Nazebo, no escapes, no Uther, no escapes against Stitch's pick. This is saying you don't have any follow-ups. Only Anubara can provide some CCs, no Malfurion. We banned it, saying Nazebo is gonna be safe in the back line. And we saw in game number 1, your hooks were not really too scary, so we're just gonna pick it. And against the Taikas, I think just filling in with the Johanna last pick, I think will be the perfect pick for Mighty. And RRR, they have to reveal what they've been hiding right now.
Yeah, if RRR wants to triple tank here, it's going to be with the Arthas. You have to imagine with Howling Blast being able to link those stuns together with the Stitches hooks. I feel like it can't be that, though. I feel like it has to be a false stat pick. You grab the global here, and you have the Karzim for the mobility. And you can, 7-sided strike someone who gets caught with a hook and then stunned repeatedly. It's definitely a strong answer here. Zeratul, though, and Rhaegar. So again, RRR just not going to stick to what we accept to be true here. This is a bit wonky. And Illidan
in the house.
This is probably going to be a hunt game, too. That's going to be their pseudo-global.
That's right.
This is going to get really exciting. Okay, so Rhaegar, the burst heals, the extra lightning bond that we'll probably see here on Zeratul when he goes in, and on Anub'arak as well when he wants to dive. So much to talk about. We don't have time to do it just yet. We're going to go into game number 3 here on Sky Temple. Mighty definitely has the upper hand in terms of support with the Uther. They are on match point. Can RRR bring it back? We're going to find out right now on Sky Temple. Mighty in blue, Joker on Murden, BDG on Greymane, good on Illidan, Nasang on Uther, and Magi on Nazebo.
And in red, Odak on Stitches, MSG on Zeratul, EZZ on Taikas, Kong on Anub'arak, and take a look on Rhaegar.
Every time you say it now, I think take a look as well. You got me, G-Clef.
Take a look at Rhaegar.
Take a look at this! Gonna see a level 1 team fight here. The stun coming out from Anub'arak, but Stitch is caught. Odak is down. Tekaluk will be the second to fall. Good gets out. Doesn't look like Joker wants to let this go just yet. Does get one more Stormbolt toss. He didn't go perfect storm, so doesn't get any stacks for that, but for potentially a dive around here onto EGG. The zoning there for just a moment. She was out of range of EXP. As good as thrashing MSG in the solo lane currently. Looking for the dive here. Blink already used. That was a close call. The evade obviously can help you dive really hard.
Yep, MSG, as he was overextending a lot with the Greymane. Let's see if he can survive a little bit more with those stealth available onto him. And
oh, man.
Overstepping a line a little bit more. Didn't quite see the rotations coming up all the way to him. And Rhaegar seems to be not really doing too well for RRR side.
Definitely not. Not at this stage, G-Clef, so it's a little bit unfortunate. That will be the second death for Tekaluk here in this game. Anyways, I feel like if I had to be critical of one thing for RRR, it's really the Stitch's lack of hook attempts. It's okay if you miss hooks on TV and it's embarrassing, sure, but like not even trying, knowing the positioning of BDG, had he hooked when he was in the bush there, he would have gotten a hook on a BDG, perhaps gotten a pick. Didn't even try for it. Never hooked even on the disengage there. Then the fight happened and they lost a member. But these lack of attempts, a little bit. I just feel like if you think that someone might be there and you're not saving your hook for a specific moment, just toss it out there a little bit more often. Empower the Stitches pick.
Yeah, that's right. And also going back, that all goes back all the way into the draft. If you're gonna choose a theme and try to go with the theme, stick with it. I feel like they try to do too many things and it's not really working out too well for them.
Okay,
so
Joker.
On the side, but they take a lot of damage already. BDG diving all the way in by himself, taking a kill, and
Nasang goes down.
Another one here.
But he's doing so much extra healing even while dead. Gonna help secure a third kill. They're gonna turn this one around with that extra healing from the Uther Spirit. Take a look, will be the last to fall as Nubrock already escaped to the mid lane. But disaster strikes, and this map, when you're left in a position like this where, I mean, they have the pseudo global and Illidan once he gets the hunt online. You start to get this far ahead. The 7 talent tier advantage is so close. I mean, look at how hard he can just split push here and then hunt in later. I mean, this is disastrous for RRR on this battleground specifically. You really do struggle when you get very far behind. It's hard to catch up.
He also went for the talents to go with a little bit more wave clear available to himself. So he's gonna go. He's very likely to go with the hunt. As you mentioned, he's gonna go for that hunt to go through a global. Maybe we'll see another backdoor attempt to the solo core onto Illidan only, whereby he's gonna just stop the entire team of RR from hearting home. That's a chance.
Well, let's see what the push is going to bring up here. Illidan's actually joining in the mid lane for a moment, as there's no fort to push in the top lane anymore. He's not going to be up there playing risky. So he just wants to clear this and start to push towards that mid fort. They want to clear forts to get 10. It's not going to be trying to push the keep wall or anything like that. We're not going full China Illidan, but this bot push is the real scary thing. So as the attention is drawn away from the mid lane, Illidan is pushing hard. You can see it on the minimap. He's even hitting those towers there right now, as Zeratul in the top lane is just looking for any extra EXP they can get to try to get to 7. Well, I mean, the healing well is already down for the next temple phase, and this fort may go down with it if this siege continues.
Well, Illidan's not going to come down for the, because they know they have enough power to take down this fort. This is already a crazy level ahead for Mighty right now. 2 levels ahead.
Has an Nubrock on the team, and they're not even able to dive this. Kong goes in, but he's way too late. ETG is the first target here, very squishy. Does escape for the time being, but they lose the fort for it. Illidan, perfectly by the way, pushed all the way in, killed a lot of the cannon towers in mid. You'll see that in a moment when we have a shot of it. Killed so many of those, let Zeratul push the top lane so that he could go get the safe EXP up there. That's why he rotated to the top lane, to get that extra minion wave there. So while Zeratul was up there trying to desperately get 7, he was basically prepping the lane for Illidan to just go get a free clear. This is going to give them 10, and they will contest boss with it. Not to mention the scaling advantage. They're going to have 3 levels ahead at this stage. This could be disastrous. They already killed the fort, so this will go directly to the keep wall, and then they'll take that pressure to parlay into the next temple phase. RR, they're in such a bad position. There isn't really a great play they can make right now. They're going to just have to sit back, soak, and defend. There's no huge playmaking ability at this stage without level 10s where they could try to stop the boss take or try to dive in.
Here's a gank attempt against the Joker. Is body blocking so well. Stitches may need to go on a diet after dying there, you know.
Well, Cursed Bullet is pretty good. He's so tanky, he gets more percentage-based damage. If Stitches had a diet, man, he wouldn't have taken so much damage from that Cursed Bullet. Hunt is not locked in just yet, but it's going to be the surprise tactic, no doubt, where he comes in with it, gets the stun, helps the kill. There it is. It's locked in now. Can hunt in and then get Divine Shielded to do maximum damage.
5-minute boss, there's a hook, and Dwarf Toss is the heal. That's the power of Uther. You get that armor, and you're much more safer with that heal. You get the heal, you also get armor, so all the follow-up damage, you get 25% less. That's the power of Uther, exactly why Uther is banned every single time.
Looking for the gank here on MSG. He went for a really, really aggressive split push. Gets away with it, which is going to help them catch up to 10. You know, I said there wasn't too much playmaking that RRR could do. That's definitely one way to do a little bit more than just sit back and soak. Found some value, damaged that fort significantly, didn't kill the fort, got out without dying, so smart move, cleared the cap, pushed with it. These are the small little things, excuse me, that RRR can do to try to fight their way back into this game. But now the top Merc cap is taken, the push is going on, and you know, the longer this game goes on too, if it goes to a late game, which is how they want this game to go, they want to survive and try to push this back. That means the Zebo's late game scaling is going to come in on top of the global power of the hunt. The terrifying situation for RRR, but we're going to have to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's right. They are 10. They have Void Prison, which can turn every single thing around with Odin, with Cocoon. They can literally make a team comp into a 5v1 or 5v2. And getting those picks will be the most important thing. There's a Void Prison to cancel out, but already lost the Tychus.
Yeah, that's most of their DPS gone. The Ancestral was late. And this could be disastrous. There's the perfect Storm Bolt. Unfortunately, the zombie wall's not there. Here comes the hunt in. Oduck will get the second Ancestral here, but Tekaluk may pay for it with his life to get in there in position. He does go down. And this is going to be a keep for sure. Perhaps it could be game. Kong will get Storm Bolted here. Oh, nope, dies before he gets it. And that is going to be them diving the keep. Odin comes in for the extra armor here as EGD respawns, but she gets taken out in Odin form. That should be the keep, and with 4 dead, very likely game. Joker pops Avatar here just to survive as they push down the keep. MSG looking for an angle here. They're actually not going to commit to the core with the short respawn timers here. Hut comes in though. That was a scary moment. Divine Shield will allow him to escape.
Just for the time being. They can double tempo. They can go hard back home, and because RR has to take care of all these camps coming from the bottom and the top, they can take both temples right off the top. They have 4, they're 4 levels ahead. That's amazing to see.
And it's not like one of those 4-level leads we talk about where it's like, oh, they're 4 levels ahead, but RR is about to hit 12, you know, like in 1 second. It's like they're literally 4 levels ahead.
They're
4 bars.
So far behind. Look at the damage the Nubarak is taking. He has to not even go back.
Nazeebo isn't getting that late game scaling just yet, but when you have the level advantage scaling from those spiders, it does stack up. His Widowmakers is probably complete. We're only 9 minutes into the game, but he should be done by now. There's the triple. RRR had a rough best of 5 here. I think lessons were definitely learned in drafting. Drafting like this and getting your comfort picks may work well in the open division, but in HGC Pro, not so much. They got outplayed here by this draft of Mighty. The early game went so well for them. The mercenary control, the macro games that we saw from Mighty, plus their overall mechanical skill will win them out this first best of 5. They will take it with a 3-0 score here as the last fight will go down. Tekaluk is killed. And it's just even almost one more wipe here. They need to focus the core to end the game.
20-1, 21-1. They got the second kill and the third kill, but the core is already... They don't even want to finish off the core. They want to bring this down. Welcome them. Welcome to HGC Korea.
23 kills. They went all in on that one. A welcoming gift here. 4-level lead, 23-3. And this team that's hungry says they can defeat any team. BDG says no team in particular is scary to him right now. Their goal, it almost feels like you could feel him pointing at Rich as MVP Black. That's who they want to beat this season. That is their goal, and they start things off very solid against the new team from the open division, RRR.
As you can see from their faces, they look pretty terrified from 3-0, and they were. I'm pretty sure they were expecting a little bit better from today's match, but that was a pretty quick 3-0, and they have seems like they have a lot of stuff to work on, starting from the draft and also into the macro plays. What kind of theme they really want to work for, and then they always have to have Plan B. And this time they only had Plan A. When that was ruined, they were basically done.
Yeah. Well, guys, that will conclude our first series. That was definitely I thought, you know, as I said, going to the matches today, we might have 2 one-side series. It's possible, right? Well, we didn't know what to expect from RR. We had watched them throughout the open division. You and I cast the Crucible. They were definitely the underdogs going into this series, but they definitely didn't change anything up. And I think that when we go into, I believe you said they're playing tomorrow, we go to their future matches, regardless of when they play. I think it is tomorrow. We'll probably see them draft a little bit more on meta, if that makes sense, and prioritize the heroes that other teams are prioritizing, widen the hero pools, and just work on punish play. I feel like there were many times when Kong on the Anubarak could have, Ojak on the Stitches could have gone for a hook or gone for a dive in to punish an overextension. You know, we're watching the team just literally push the bot forward, uncontested, no dive in, no attempt to punish that. I feel like the punish play definitely could be stepped up.
I think they have to, also with that, shot calling has to be a little bit more crisp. They were a little bit late in terms of macro play. They could have soaked a little bit more EXP, like they were contesting for the shrine and the enemy hit 10. There was no way to really contest unless you try to team fight and win over that, which is very unlikely to win. So instead of that, just giving a shot call to, let's just look for a 10 and then fight later. You can give up the Punisher or you can give up the Dragon Knight, and let's just look for a late game team comp as we have our chances. Maybe going around and making those shot calls can benefit your team a little bit more. I feel like the shot calling was a little bit late, but with these experiences, this was only match number 1, as they're going to play all the other teams, and Mighty was one of the stronger teams too. Maybe later on they will have their chances.
That's right. So we're going to jump into that interview with our MVP. For me, it's BDG. I don't know what our Korean casters have chosen, but we're about to find out. G-Clef, as you set up to translate the words of our victor here. Here we go. It is going to be
오늘 주인공 와
BDG, I believe.
선수예요. 와 처음 오죠. 굿.
두 번째인데요.
두 번째.
Oh, no, it's good. Sorry, I'm sorry.
여기서 이제 두 번째.
the other GG player.
야 오늘 정말 깔끔한 승리 좀 따냈는데 좀 어떠셨어요 오늘?
Of course, as a second time interviewing here, how was
되게
it?
좋고 거기다가 특히 이제
Of course, it
선수가
feels
오고 난
awesome to
이후에
win.
오늘 1, 2단을 보여줬잖아요.
Showed your
그전에는
Illidan play
될 수가
tonight.
없었는데 뭔가 오늘 제가 홀가분하고 몸이 가벼워진 그런 느낌이었거든요.
It felt like you were very
그래요?
so much
어때요?
lighter
그
compared to before when you were in GG.
이별을 통해 가지고 또 이제
네.
뭐 새로운 삶을 살게 됐는데
So with the
그때와
new
지금
team,
좀
you're
어떻게
living
다릅니까?
in a different life right now.
삶이 편안해지고 좋아지고.
와.
It's really
네.
so much more
그래도
comfortable
좀
in Mighty.
훌리건 선수가 떠났지만 그래도 웃어요?
But without Hooligan, but you're still smiling.
조금
He was
더
your
좋은가 보네,
sole
지금.
pair.
그렇다면 저는 사실 굉장히 좀 팩트로 얘기하는 걸 좋아하는데 훌리건 지금까지 짐덩어리였나요?
Was he a burden on you
그
actually?
정도는
아니에요?
No,
그건
not
아니었고.
not all the way
그건
to
아니고.
burden,
네.
but
뭐
he's saving
사실
his words.
훌리건과 굿은 항상 같이 다녔어요.
음.
어느 팀으로 가던 항상 이제 같이 다니는 모습이었는데 이렇게 떨어지게 된 계기가 있나요?
네.
Was there a reason behind?
팀이 해체되다 보니까
Because GG
그냥 서로
disbanded,
좋은 길 가자 이러면서.
we just
지금까지
wanted
같이 한건
each
나쁜
one to
길이었고.
just
예.
choose our own
그러니까
path
좋은 길로
그건
가는
아니지만-
거고. 그건 아니었고.
그건 아니에요?
for the better.
그거일 수도 있지만
그거일 수도 있고.
Could
근데
be
지금
one
길은
of the
어때요?
reason,
지금이
들어와 보니까
좋아진 것 같아요.
이제 좀 꽃길
but
느낌이
in
나요.
Mighty, I
둘 다
think
좋은 것 같아요.
for me everything is a lot
서울
better.
네.
그러면 다시 돌아가고 싶어요?
But do you want to go back?
그거는
아
네,
여기까지
네,
하겠습니다.
I
네.
I
네,
think
그래요.
he's
그러면서
saving his
오늘
words,
네.
saying
그 1, 2단과 그리고
I
미드
like
시즌
Mighty.
단투에서 새로운
so much better.
이제 해외 팀들의 그
Yeah.
픽들이 있는데 그 부분에 있어가지고 좀 마이티가 좀 어떻게 연구를 하는지 그게 좀 궁금하거든요.
How did Mighty
연구-
study the new draft,
저는
new meta?
뱅픽에 별로 관여를 하지 않기
아.
I'm not really
나는
studying
그러면
it
이제
too
뱅픽은
much.
따로 관여하고 나는 그냥
때문에
주어진 것만 열심히 한다.
I
저는
do.
시키는
I'm just
대로
doing
해요.
what
이게
I'm just
전문적으로
doing my role,
그건
playing in my
아파트라고
role,
그러죠.
just focusing on
시키는
my
대로
part.
그렇게 해서 자기
네.
역할만 잘해주면 되니까. 그래서 이 뱀픽 부분에서 이런 위에서 이제 오더가 나와서 이영웅 좀 연습해라 그러면 딱 거기에 따라가지고.
Did they make you
오더에
practice in
따라가지고.
any other heroes?
네, 그렇죠. 연습을 해야죠.
와.
And of course,
그렇군요.
whatever they say, I
연습을 하기도 해요.
listen and practice all the heroes that they
영웅이도
needed.
했어요.
영웅이고?
네.
영웅이고 했어요?
예. 그
다 이겼어요.
저희도 했어요.
Did you take placement? It seems like he won all 10.
했나?
연습량이 그냥 뭐 하늘을
다섯
찔러버리는데요.
판 하고.
I think every fan is like,
I-
oh, I would have if I didn't get that
싫어서 더해서
그럼요.
지금
Illidan player on my team.
네.
그러면은 이번에 그 인터뷰들이 좀 있었잖아요. 그래서 BDG 선수가 이런 얘기를 했어요. L5랑 블랙이 리빌딩이 됐는데 우리가 이길 수 있다.
And you said
해볼 만하다.
even L5
생각이
after
있었어요.
the roster changes,
Oh.
also MVP Black, you guys can beat them.
더위를 많이 먹지 않았나.
그 얘기는 BDG가 더 이래 못한 얘기예요.
그런 거죠?
예, 그거예요.
I think
아니면-
BDG
아니면- 아,
overstepped his
아니면
line
마이티의
saying that a
생각이
little
아니라
bit.
그 BDG 선수의 개인적인 생각이다.
뭐 자기들의 뭐 생각이 알아서 있으니까.
Well, he
I've
has
been
his
egged
own
on.
부분에
thoughts.
있어서는 터치 안
He has his
하고.
own thoughts. I don't
서로 뭐
quite
오.
agree with that.
뭔가 좀
But I think it's
좀
possible.
다른
확실하게
것 같아요.
있는데 제가
네.
궁금한 것은 그 사실 이제 굿 선수가 플레이하는 포지션 자체가 굉장히 좀 어렵잖아요.
예.
그 어려운
Your
포지션에
position as
있어서
a sub
이제
DPS,
본인이
it's really
하고
hard.
싶은 거, 본인이 하고 싶은 영웅에
Sub-melee
대한 그런
assassin.
발언권이 없나요?
Do you not get
저
to express your
하죠,
opinions too
그냥.
much in the team?
있는데 별 생각이 없는
결제는
거예요?
I
누가
do,
해줘요?
but
조커 선수가는?
are you not saying much in the team?
잘 모르겠어요.
아 결제도 없이
그냥
그냥 시킨 대로
약간 저는 약간 하고 싶은 거 있으면
예.
아 이거 삐딘데 이러면서
아 삘인데?
그냥 한마디 이제
네.
삘,
If I want to
삘이라고
pick
해서
something,
위에서
I just say
오케이를 해줘야.
I feel like I want to play this,
그런
and
부분에 있어서
that's what I do.
팀원들에게 앞으로
And
나를
the team
좀
just
믿어달라.
lets me.
또 우리 이제
아,
내가
저희-
어떤 영웅 좋아한다 지금 어필 한번 해주세요. 아마 선수들이 지금 보고 있을 텐데.
And all your teammates are watching right now.
하기는
So,
하죠.
so tell him what
근데
you want
믿는
to
거
play.
맞잖아요.
네, 거의
예.
단단해요.
되게
단단해요.
단단하고. 근데 지금 굿 선수 믿음이 있는 거죠. 그냥 뭔가 쉽게 주는 거를 받아서 난 잘할 수 있다라는.
Whatever they say, I can still pick it, or if I have something
그러면
special, I can
저희가 준비한
also.
코너 속의 코너
Play.
아바트로 인터뷰.
인터뷰.
질문 들어가겠습니다.
네.
What?
리밍
Avatar
유저로서
interview?
계속 고민하는 게 거울공 불꽃탄인데
What?
그 어떤 상황에서 어떤 걸 선택하는 게 정말 좋을까요?
Think corner into corner of.
예, 리밍.
아 저 진짜 죄송한데
예, 리밍 몰라.
제가 리밍을 한 판도 안 했어요.
He's talking about
Liming.
Liming.
모르는
He has
거
the
모르는
Liming
거.
question, but
예,
good
모르는
set.
골라요.
I have
골라요.
not
골라요.
even played a
골라요.
single
골라요.
game of
골라요.
Liming.
골라요.
네.
거울공으로 가시죠.
거울공으로
거울공.
가십시오.
I think
오늘
mirror ball
경기에서도
is the
거울공이
way.
나왔으니까 거울공으로 가시죠.
네, 그러면
네.
이제 마지막으로
I think
끝으로
mirror ball
이제
is the way
팬분들,
too, G-Clef.
사랑해 주신
personally.
분들에게 한 말씀 해주신다면요.
That's like that's what I want written on my tombstone. It's like Wolf believed Mirrorball was the way. He lived well and picked Mirrorball every time at level 16.
한뭐 적어도
3등 안에는
3등 안에는 이스턴 클래시 한번
I
가서
want to be
네.
shout
해외
outs.
무대에서 한번 보여주고
I want to be in the
월드
top
스타로
3 of
한번 발돋움하고.
Korea by the end
아,
of the phase 2.
너무
너무
네,
좋죠.
좋죠. 네.
네, 할 수 있죠?
You can do it, right?
해봐야죠. 네.
Oh, we'll
자,
try.
이렇게
I'll
해서,
try.
오늘의 주인공 굿 선수와 지금 이야기 나눠봤습니다. 먼저 첫 번째 경기
And that was an interview from Good from Mighty. And
Yeah.
it seems to me he's pretty confident, really feeling the chill, really calm into the interview, and that's the result. Mighty 3-0 RRR as RRR is a new team, the underdog of phase number 2, and Mighty seems to be, I also agree with Good. I think they can do top 3 along with Black and Tempest.
I think. What about L5?
Let's wait until next week and see how
I actually
well
think-
they do.
I think L5 might have even, if SDE practiced hard, I'm like thinking they might have even got an upgrade with SDE.
Let's
So,
see.
I mean,
I want to
that's
see
my
their
take,
play.
G-Clef.
Okay, you take that.
I think SDE is underestimated just because he's never played